Good afternoon, everyone. The Secretary General addressed the students at RWTH Aachen University in Germany this afternoon, and he gave the students an overview of the challenges facing the world, focusing on climate change and the impact of new technologies. He told the students that he was encouraged by the youth's engagement on climate change, an issue that his own generation has failed to deal with properly. Looking at the Fourth Industrial Revolution, the Secretary General told the students that new technologies that are developing rapidly will likely destroy many jobs, but also create many jobs, which, however, will be different types of jobs. Societies will need to adapt to ensure that no one will be left behind, he added. He reiterated his call for a total ban on autonomous weapons. Taking a human life cannot be done without human responsibility, he said, and it undermines international law and the rules of war. The Secretary General also called for a strong and united European Union to be present on the global stage as a positive force. Unfortunately, he said, it is too often missing in action, especially concerning political issues. He then spoke to the Charlemagne Prize Forum on Europe, a group that brings together leading Europeans in government, civil society, and the media. In a few hours, the Secretary General will participate in the Charlemagne Prize open-air event in Aachen. And tomorrow, the Secretary General will officially receive the 2019 Charlemagne Prize and deliver a keynote address. Geert Peterson, the Special Envoy for Syria, is briefing the Security Council this morning in closed consultations. He will discuss the latest developments regarding the political process and the implementation of Resolution 2254. Mr. Peterson intends to talk to you at the stakeout once those consultations have finished, and that could happen in the next few minutes. So he may be going to the stakeout fairly shortly, prior to what we had earlier said of 12:30 p.m. We'll try to let you know. The UN mission in the Central African Republic, MINUSCA, reports that 3 suspects who were allegedly involved in the attacks against villages in Western Central African Republic were detained on the 24th of May and handed over to authorities in Bangui on the 27th of May. Following a joint mission by MINUSCA, the Central African Government, the African Union, and the Economic Community of Central African States on Saturday, a MINUSCA joint protection team was deployed to Bawa on the 27th of May to conduct field missions to the areas affected by the killings. We had a question yesterday on Colombia regarding that. One thing I can say is that the Secretary General's special representative in Colombia, Carlos Ruiz Massieu, and President Iván Duque discussed yesterday in Bogotá points of progress and challenges in the implementation of the peace agreement. Mr. Ruiz Massieu, in comments to the press, welcomed the president's commitment to consolidate peace. Today, in a meeting in New York with Carlos Holmes Trujillo, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Colombia, Undersecretary General for Political and Peacebuilding Affairs Rosemary DiCarlo echoed that message of encouragement. And you will have seen that yesterday afternoon, the Secretary General announced the appointment of Mohammed Khaled Khiari of Tunisia as Assistant Secretary General for Middle East, Asia, and the Pacific in the Department of Political and Peacebuilding Affairs and Peace Operations. Currently Director General of Americas, Asia, and Oceania in the Tunisian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Khiari brings over 35 years of experience in diplomacy and foreign affairs to this post. We have lots more about Mr. Khiari on our website. A team of experts from the World Health Organization has arrived in Pakistan following an HIV outbreak in Sindh province, where more than 600 cases, more than half of them being children under the age of 5, have been identified so far. The outbreak was first reported on the 25th of April, with a major HIV screening program having started 3 days later. Prior to this outbreak, there were just over 1,200 children diagnosed with HIV and receiving antiretroviral treatment in the whole of Pakistan. The WHO-led team will try to ascertain the source of the outbreak and control it, as well as provide its expertise in the areas of HIV testing, pediatric HIV treatment, and family counseling. While we marked it last Friday here at UN headquarters, today is the International Day of Peacekeepers. In a message, the Secretary General said that it has been 20 years since the Security Council first mandated a peacekeeping mission to protect civilians. He noted that peacekeepers protect people from violence every day, often at great cost. The Secretary General once again paid tribute to Private Chansi Chitete, a Malawian soldier who died in the Democratic Republic of the Congo while trying to save the life of a fellow peacekeeper. The full message is online. Ahead of World No Tobacco Day on Friday, the World Health Organization is highlighting the damage tobacco causes to lung health. This year's theme is Don't Let Tobacco Take Your Breath Away. Over 40% of all tobacco-related deaths are from lung diseases like cancer, chronic respiratory diseases, and tuberculosis. In 2017 alone, tobacco killed 3.3 million users and people exposed to secondhand smoke from lung-related conditions, including 1.5 million people dying from chronic respiratory diseases, 1.2 million deaths from cancer, and 600,000 deaths from respiratory infections and tuberculosis. WHO is urging countries to fight the tobacco epidemic through full implementation of the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control and policy measures like reducing demand for tobacco through taxation and creation of smoke-free places. Today, the International Telecommunication Union launched a report which outlines how artificial intelligence is being used to optimize television and radio broadcasts. According to the report, artificial intelligence is now being used to search through vast archives and automatically target content to specific audiences. It is also generating access services such as captioning, audio description, text-to-speech, and signing far faster and far more accurately than could be achieved in the past. The report was published on the margins of the AI for Good Global Summit, Good Global Governance Summit, which is taking place in Geneva. You can find the full report online. Like I said, we do expect Mr. Peterson to be going to the stakeout fairly shortly. And at around 12:45 p.m., Ambassador James Jeffrey, the United States Special Representative for Syria Engagement and Special Envoy for the Global Coalition to Defeat ISIL, will brief you also at the Security Council stakeout. And of course, after I'm done, you'll hear from Monica Villela-Graley. Are there any questions for me? If not, we'll go to Monica.
Thanks.